Hello all and welcome back to another devlog on C.W.I.S, the tactical survival shooter game, where you control the weapons of a naval ship. Apologies for this being a week late, just things happened, I couldn't actually record the video that week, and so I can this week, so here it is. While I didn't post a video on YouTube last week, I did post a little clip to try to tease the project and how it was going on social medias and Twitter and stuff, and surprisingly on GameJolt it actually went kind of viral somewhat. I mean, viral for me, which is like 1,000 views, and it got featured, which is actually really impressive. And yeah, I'm hoping that will do well today. I mean, if you're seeing this on GameJolt, then hello. I'm glad this actually got seen by some people. So the main work for the last 5 weeks has been working on the weapons and trying to get the rest of the weapon systems that I hadn't implemented working. So this includes the 5-inch, or the main gun, and the missile launchers, as well as trying to fix some of the issues I had in the last version I was working on. Safe to say there's still quite a few issues in the game, but so far again, I'm happy with the progress I've made, and I will keep working on it. So the biggest change by far has been the missile launcher. This is a new weapon in the game. In the original version, the missile launcher shot just missiles in a straight line. The main innovation here is the fact that the missiles now actually shoot in a spline curve, so it actually looks like a realistic missile where it goes up in the air and then goes to the target, rather than just going in a straight line from the launcher. You can see a difference here, and it's just drastically way better, let's put it that way. I also added in some explosion effects, which also have a whole VFX manager, which essentially can handle any effect in the game I want to add in, so it's kind of good. I made it quite modular in that regard. I also did some UI for the missile launcher, where the missiles actually reload actively, so you can only shoot 3 at a time. There'll be upgrades where you can shoot more than 3, you can maybe up to 5 or 6. The idea being each missile you fire has to have them reload, and then if you haven't got any missiles ready in your pool, you can't shoot even if you have ammo. It's kind of like a unique way of doing the ammo system for missiles. Also, there's something for the main gun. So the main gun has like 5 shots in a clip, and then after that it has to reload the entire clip before you can shoot again. I was originally going to have it just like a normal C.W.I.S turret, it reloads like every shot, but I mean I felt like it was a bit dull, so instead I made it so you have 5 shots and then you have to reload and then you can shoot another 5 shots, and that was upgradable as well, as you can imagine. The main thing I worked on was actually rewriting the weapon selection system, i.e. the CIC script. The old version, while it worked, I felt was a bit over complex. I mean, I may have just overdone it. So I went back through it and made it a lot simpler. It now seems to actually work a lot better than it did previously. Getting the actual active turret is way easier and way more reliable. On top of that, I added a weapon highlighting system. So it's just essentially the outliner, so the Community Asset Store package, where it outlines the models. Each weapon you select will outline, so you know which one you selected. And it makes it way easier to see from a distance which weapon you're actually on. So the main thing I worked on is the upgrade system. So the upgrades I hadn't got implemented previously. I have now got some of them implemented, which is an improvement. The old setup I had to make some adjustments to, like the way the type was set up. So previously type was actually a scriptable object, which would just be work in that sense. However, I found it was just really long to set up on the inspector end, so I decided instead to make it an enum and use it that way, which is the more generic way anyway, most people use it for. So essentially I can just add new types whenever I like, and it seems to work. Actually implementing the actual upgrades themselves is a bit harder. I made an interface called iUpgradable, which lets you just implement a method called apply upgrade, and then let you go through the enum and choose which ones are actually valid. Downstairs I have to actually remember which upgrades are actually valid and actually implement them correctly. I have had to go through the base turret class and a couple of other classes like that to get the values correctly and set them up. But I have now got the C.W.I.S turret working. You can see here the C.W.I.S turret on the non-upgraded version, and then a C.W.I.S turret which is fully upgraded, and you can see there's a drastic difference in the shooting style. It shoots a lot more bullets, shoots them faster, and you've got more ammo. The idea is you can have a lot more options. But yeah, that's how that's going. I've still got to do that on the 5-inch and the missile launchers and other things like that, but that is like the first version, make sure it works on a turret first of all. So you should be seeing that on the next video. So the last other thing I worked on, which I've only just done literally yesterday, is detection lines. This is one of the upgrades eventually for the radar, where you can essentially see the missiles when they're coming from around your ship, so you know where to aim roughly. This is still just an early version. I attempted a load of different methods for this version. I tried the typical off-screen indicator kind of version, where you have an icon that's like a UI, it's near the edge of the screen that shows you where it's coming from. But the problem with the missiles in this game is they're just so far away, it just doesn't work. I tried like that for like 3 or 4 hours, and it did kind of work, but it always showed like to the left, to right, or like essentially to the corner of the screen all the time. It never showed you accurately where it was. And then I realised the one I needed to do was show a line from the ship to the missile, so I just went ahead and got a line renderer. Figured it adds the tiling textures, which is a little bit annoying, but it works. And then essentially made a tile texture to show you on the line renderer A to B. And then I also normalised it so it didn't go off the screen too much, because the colour wouldn't look right otherwise. that's most of the things done for this last like 5 weeks. I still obviously fixed a few issues as well. I've added some trail effects. I've fixed up the upgrade screen UI updating. It still seems to occasionally not work, which is really weird. Like, it didn't work one day, then I opened it in a different account and it worked fine. I'm like, okay, as you do. So that's one of those weird bugs you get a lot in Unity. I've also still got to work on getting the actual game loop. So essentially the plan for the next 4 weeks is to fix up all the bugs I currently have, which is quite a few. These include missiles not actually hitting their targets, the 5-inch gun not actually firing after you use one clip, missiles actually not correctly reloading, so when you use all 3 on your pool, it seems to keep filling a navigation reference for some reason. I've got other issues like the detection lines, which don't actually detect properly. Like the first one you actually have spawn in doesn't actually work correctly for some reason, the rest of them do. Also, I want the lines to be slightly less intrusive and be a bit more like based on the radar, so when the radar goes over them, you can highlight them a bit more and then go fade back to a darker colour. Also make the colours a bit better as well, so it's not so intrusive on the screen. And one of the things, obviously, upgrades all the weapons I haven't done yet, and I also want to get these ship upgrades done and potentially ship movement, but I'm probably going to hold off on the ship stuff for another 4 weeks just for the sake of getting the game working, and then I'll move on to that stuff. That's a bit more like stretch goal kind of thing. So that's about it for this video. That's quite a lot of stuff that happened in the last 5 weeks, so I'm hoping to get another video out in 4 weeks time from this video, so annoyingly we'll be 1 week late, I think, still. I'm going to keep that schedule because I prefer 4 weeks, it gives me more time to make updates and stuff. Also gives me time, if I'm not feeling it one day, just to take a break, because it's always important to take breaks every now and then. And yeah, I'm hoping to get anyone out in that time. Build-wise, yeah, still not going to happen. I did say last month, I think it's going to happen this month. I always seem to say that for some reason. I don't know why. Essentially, build by the end of the year is the most likely thing to happen. That is my end goal, just in general. I'm hoping to get this project done by the end of the year. Whether that's a full game, or just a prototype, or just a jam version, but made better, which is my original game. If you want to get up to date on the project, feel free to follow us on social media. There's links in the description as well. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Also, comment below if you have any ideas for the game or want to just chat about it. I'm happy to talk. And yeah, that'll be all for now. I will see you in the next devlog, which will be in about 4 weeks' time, so probably early August. That'll be all for now, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.